What's up, my people? Before we start the show, make sure you like the video, comment on the commentary, and subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the GVG family, because without you, there's no us. And as always, we thank you, and all praises to the Most High. Now let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hally back again. Gvg Podcast, Detroit representative to the day that I die, east side in the building and all that good stuff. You know how we do. What up, though? What's up, all my good people? Hope today finds you blessed and full of love. For all my people going through something, keep your head up. For all my people going through something, keep your head up. Keep going. Keep fighting. You got this. Let's get into it. You know, as I say, everybody, welcome. Welcome to another mental missile blast, blowing your mind. You know, welcome to GVG, God versus Gods. This is the official podcast. And you know what we try to do around here is bring more clarity to everyday people about what's of God and what's of God's. We got episodes dropping on every Thursday. You know, we've been doing this since January, so make sure you're locked in, because you never know what the next show gonna be about. So stay tuned, people. You know, this is real deal, real spill. It's your boy Hally. But today, I think we're gonna dive into the topic of doctrine. Mainly, I guess we'll take it to false doctrine. But before we get to that, you know, most people, for my people that will ask, what is doctrine? Or what is considered false doctrine? So if you looked it up, you know, it would simply state doctrine is basically like an instruction or teaching with a set of beliefs behind it. And, you know, people will teach you based on, you know, their beliefs. So whether it be like church or political or, you know, whatever you want to say, we have doctrines out here that people have strong beliefs behind, and they will teach it to others. And people will either go by that doctrine or stray away from that doctrine. So, but, you know, I ain't trying to put everybody to sleep. So we just going to stick to one today. And that one is going to be religious. So me personally, I don't consider myself religious. But in some way, I mean, like if you look up the definition, we've all been religious to a point, you know. You know, like I always tell people at the job, like you can be religious about the job. This can be your religion. Your job can be your religion. And for some people, that's what it is. So I guess that I gave you my weird understanding of doctrine. Now it brings us to the topic of false doctrine. So false doctrine, I guess, probably it's mainly used in biblical terms by biblical people. You know, I don't think you hear teachers in school or sports analysts talking about he teaching false doctrine. So, you know, I think that's mainly heard in Bible toters and biblical readers and churchgoers. You know, you don't really hear that anywhere else. So this is basically a term that's heard in the Bible for all my people that read. You know, it's in there countless times, and it warns us to stay away from false doctrine, you know. Now, Christianity has over 45,000 different denominations globally. So we know that Christianity is the largest religion in the world. It's followed by Islam and Hinduism and, you know, a bunch of other things. But I think the biggest surprise is non-religious people. You know, you got more and more people moving away from the traditional assembly, as they would call it, and trying to develop like a different or a deeper connection with the Most High, or, you know, whoever they believe in. You know, there's different names: Allah, El Shaddai, El Elyon, the Most High, God, Yah, There's countless names. They go on and on for different people in different religions and different places. So that brings us to the question, are people moving from the traditional churches and traditional assemblies because they feel they being taught false doctrine? You go in these places nowadays and it's really just about that feel good preaching nowadays, just stuff to make you kind of feel good. Now, don't get me wrong, though. I grew up in the church and I'm in no way, shape or form discrediting pastors or true men of God who are actually out here trying to bring people to the truth. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but I do think that that's a big possibility with a lot of people now. Is a lot of people's not into that feel good preaching and all that other stuff. They really just want truth nowadays. So, and then it brings you to like, okay, is false doctrine being taught on purpose? Like, is people in the churches doing this on purpose? Is people in the churches doing this on purpose? Is people on YouTube and social media, are they doing these things on purpose or are they doing it unknowingly? Because, it's crazy when you go in the churches, you got a lot of pastors that's on the and they're definitely playing on the emotions of the people, especially the women. And you just wonder, is it all rehearsed? Is it just something that, they feel like, oh, if I'm not getting them, I need to hit them at this point or something like that, because it's crazy. And they're not teaching people the tools that they need to make it in these times. People need real teaching, not just the hooping and hollering. But this is not an attack on my true men of God. So it's just something to think about, because biblically speaking, you got two doctrines. The one that's considered God or the Most High or Yah or, whoever you call him, the creator of all in the cosmos. You have that doctrine and then you have all others. So that would mean that all other doctrines are false. I will take this time to say that this is based on Bible. This is not based on my opinion or this or that. So argue with the Bible, don't argue with me. I'm not the one saying it. I'm just relaying it. I am not coming for any other religions. I'm non-religious myself. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that you can't practice what you practice. This life is about toleration. We should be able to tolerate each other and live with each other. And that's the biggest message of all. No matter what a person believes, we should be able to coexist. I love you all and I respect you all. That being said, I believe what I believe. I know that that's not the popular opinion. And of course, that ruffles feathers. But and you didn't hear it you heard it from me, but I'm not the one that said that or put that pen to paper. That's been here since before I was born. So argue with them. So you got the worldly side of things. So you got something that you could coin, or I would coin, guess, daily doctrine. This is the everyday stuff you deal with, the everyday stuff you learn, from TV, social media, your friends, your job, down to the horoscopes and the lotto numbers and tarot cards and palm reading and dream catchers and crystals and the big thing now. Everybody talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, they become deities for people because, that's what we do. There's a lot out here now that you would consider just a daily doctrine that people go by. So daily doctrine can definitely have misleading or hurtful instruction. So what does that mean, Hally? What does that mean, bro? That simply means that the teachings that you absorb, some of them may be unhealthy or they might just be misinformation. The vaccine, wink, wink. The mask, wink, wink. How many people was at each other's throats saying do it or don't do it? No information, all emotion. We just take what people say and run with it. Like some people with these diets, like going crazy with these diets, and they don't understand that everybody's body is different. Some diets may work for you, some diets may work for others, but you have to do what's best for your body and not die in the name of health, which is an oxymoron, but it happens. You have relationships. You got so many people, blue pill, red pill people out here who are making people base their whole lives, their whole relationships off of a YouTube clip or off of, a person who's probably rich and married and not living the same life as them, but they will literally fall at the feet of these people who are telling them you shouldn't accept this or you should accept this. Another thing would be like the self-diagnosis. You see a lot of that on like TikTok where people are diagnosing themselves, or they'll try to diagnose you and don't even know you or never seen you or felt your spirit or anything, and just will say, oh, you tapped your pencil 4 times, so you got ADHD. And people will be like, well, maybe I do have ADHD, Another thing would be like all these home remedies, down south home remedies or whatever, or old time home remedies. I think that there's a lot of research you got to do when it comes to remedies, relationships, diagnosis, diets, whatever it is. You have to do your own research. And one of the biggest things is do your research spiritually and mentally, but just leave certain things up to the professionals. Like, come on. Some stuff, like, yeah, I get it. We trying these new things, getting up from under the government and the pharmaceutical companies and all of that. But some things is better for professionals to do and to deal with than you, who didn't do an ounce of school or don't have a lick of research, and you just out there pumping your fists with a bunch of misinformation and ignorance. So leave certain things up to the professionals, please. Now, I know about the Hippocratic Oath. I'm not saying you're supposed to trust everybody. I know that some people think that we shouldn't trust certain people of certain colors, but that's neither here nor there. That's a different conversation. Now, when it comes to all of this doctrine out here that everybody's giving you, like, it's everywhere now. You see everybody popping up trying to be gurus for everything and trying to act like they know everything, even though most people, they don't know what they're talking about. They read a few books, they do this and that, and all of a sudden they the man. But everybody believes they're right. It don't matter if you're talking to a Satanist, an atheist, a Christian, an Israelite, Buddhist, Shintoism, Taoism, like, you can go down the list. Hotep, Kemetic, like, everybody believes that what they are studying, practicing, and living and teaching is correct. So how do you know? The Holy Bible will say, look at the fruit. You look at the fruit of people, but human beings, of course, we all fall short, of course. So you just really have to, I guess in the biblical term, you have to look at the fruit of a person. If it doesn't match up with, what they're saying or what they're talking about, then I guess you could consider that false doctrine. But I have faith in my beliefs, right? Meaning whether it's right or wrong, that's what I'm going to believe in. You know what I'm saying? People can believe in what I believe in, they cannot. But faith is having a belief in something, or, this is what I'm going to rock with, whether it be right or wrong. But I know that no one knows what is true or false. The only time you will know is when you leave this earth. When you leave here and go to the next destination, that's when you're going to know what was true and what was false. Right? We can speculate, we can talk, we can have opinions, we can research this, we can talk about that, but you don't really know because you're still alive. So once you leave here and go to that next place, you'll know if Christianity was true. You'll know if Buddhism was the real thing, or if Islam was the real thing, because we all have our own religions and things, and we feel that what we do is correct. So you'll find out if it's false or not once you leave here and go to the next destination. Now, funny thing is, and it's mostly in the Christian world, I would say, the biggest doctrine now, or the most popular doctrine, is this prosperity movement. Man, geez. And it correlates perfect, like, with the present time, because everybody got like itching ears. Everybody want the cars, the clothes, the best girlfriend. Everybody wants a mansion. Everybody wants to be well off. You know, everybody want, it's the time of do as thou wilt and get whatever you can. You know, it's really a time of material. It's not about what's behind the person. It's about the person. We've moved into humanism. You know, a lot of us believe we're gods now. So it's perfect for this present day and time of people, because we are avid consumers. Like, we consume everything, and we do it just for our own gain. So I guess if you looked at it in a Bible sense, that would, or I guess it would view the Bible as a contract, like between God and humans, where, oh, if I have this certain type of faith, it'll bring forth all these blessings and financial security and all these different things and personal empowerment. But to me, it's just more of a worldly blessing through material gain. Like, come on, bro. Who we fooling? Now, I'm not saying that the Creator or the Most High or whoever or God don't bless you with things. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that He allows you to be blessed, but you can still be blessed by the devil and all of these deities that we put in the place of the Most High. And it's a big thing with like sowing seeds and offerings, and you know, it's like the lotto preacher, to where like, oh, if you sow this seed or if you get this amount, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And a lot of people, if you think about it, ain't nothing happen in their lives, but it's like the lotto. They like lottery preachers. Put $1 in, hopefully you get 5 brands, but it don't happen that way. But they still hold on for hope. You have a lot of people out here who will look at material gain more as blessing, as opposed to spiritual gain or growth or any of those things. So I'm not mad at anybody for what they do. Don't get me wrong. You were born with free will, so don't come for me. But I do think that that's between them and their God. You know, when it comes to material gain and blessings and all that type of stuff, everybody's different. You know, some people go to the casino and pull that lever and thank God. I don't know if it's necessarily the God that I praise, but that's between them and their God. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Let me read this. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, and after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Beware. Be on the lookout. Get your antennas up. Pay attention. Because people out here are going to spoil your ears through their own doctrine, through philosophy, through what's their eyes, what they believe is true. In vain deceit. They're lying. They're giving you something that you want to hear, but it's not of truth. After the traditions of men. meaning it's not of God, it's not of the Most High, it's not of the Creator, it's of men. After the rudiments of the world and not after Christ, meaning you're following the world. You want what the world wants. It's you against Christ instead of you against the world. So don't get it twisted, people. False doctrine has been around and been a part of Satan's plan, or Sataniel, as some people will say, or Lucifer, or the serpent. It's been his plan since Adam and Eve. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. False doctrine is going to be out here because people are they're looking for gain, personal gain. That's just what it is. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the serpent will forever be at odds with the Creator's creation, which is man. He's jealous of you as a person, honestly. He can't be you, so he hates you. And he gave you false doctrine to make you fall away from the one and only true doctrine. Message. So what's the end game with this, Hally? Like, what's the point? I mean, I guess if your doctrine is like bringing clarity on how to get to heaven and eternal peace and, those types of things, I'm with it. I'm not mad at you because the kingdom is made up of all different people and we all have our own part in the body of Christ, in the body of the Creator, in the body of whatever you're doing. And another thing would be some people would consider false doctrine just lies because there are Satanists who know what they're doing. There are atheists who know what they're doing. They're not trying to lie to you. They're bringing forth their truth and you either rock with it or you don't. They're not confused and they don't believe that they're bringing confusion. They believe that they're giving it to you straight, no chaser. So it will be based more on those people who are in front of your eyes telling you lies. The ones who's using your ignorance to gain whatever they want to gain. People saying, so just say it, Hally. It's lies. But let's bring it back to the topic, everybody. There is his only begotten Son, the Messiah, Yeshua, Christ, Jesus, Yehoshua, Yeshua, Yahusha, the Lamb, the Savior, salvation, the Anointed One. Many names, one purpose. This is what Bible believers believe in. The glory is not ours, but his. But if it's for your own glory, which we got a lot of glory hounds out here, if it's for your own glory and your worldly gain, then it's false. Simple and plain, bro. Real spill, real talk. Now, I will say this, and I know this makes some people angry, but people will tell you that the Bible came from Egypt. It will tell you that the Bible basically put in all of these different things from every different religion, every different nationality to make it more universal for the people that would read it so that they can reach people in a bunch of different areas. And you have people saying that even Christ himself is a duplicate of something that was before him. And that Christianity took a lot of things from other places, that the Bible is not original. Adam and Eve is not original. The Trinity is not original. These are things that you go and research on your own. I'm just telling you what people are saying. And of course, all of the traditions and things that we practice in America they have some type of origin that if you look it up, you'll be like, wow, okay, I didn't know that. So me personally, I'm not telling you to be for it or against it. I'm telling you to go do research. Look up someone named Nimrod. Look up Mesopotamia. Look up Babylonia. Look up Egypt. Look up certain things, and you will see if it makes sense to you or not. And some people will say, is his name Jesus? Is that a Greek name? Is the New Testament doctored? Is the Old Testament doctored? There are people giving us this book who are considered oppressors, and I'm not talking about whether you black or white or whatever it is. There are people who say these things. So it's up to you to study to show yourself approved, because this road is not easy. Don't let anyone tell you that this road is easy, because it's not. We will be learning to the day that we die. Everyone only knows in part. This walk that you have, do not think it is perfection. It is not, because you have human flesh and you will fall. So we try to stay in the spirit, but no man can 24/7. But don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your life. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion and their own belief system. I ain't mad at you, bruh. But then we go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13 through 15. Let me read this. For such men are false apostles, deceitful workmen, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So it is no surprise if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. Their end will correspond to their deeds. Somebody hear me out there? GVG, you listening? For such men are false apostles, deceitful workmen, but they're disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. And they're saying that even Satan is out here acting like he is an angel of light. So the people that serve him are going to act like angels of light. Now, that's between them and the Most High. That's between them and the Creator. What you got to do is make sure you're not falling up under that false doctrine, so you don't meet the same fate as them. It's free will. They can do as they wish. You can't stop them. Don't get mad at them. Just make sure you making the right choice when that time comes. So everywhere you turn, somebody going to be blinded or enslaved by their beliefs and have this little God complex, as I like to call it. And it'll move them to try to persuade you, like they want you to live or think the way they live and think. So a brief summary is the funniest thing is God gives us free will, but there are people in this life who will try to take away your free will. They will try to lord over you and tell you as if you should do what they want you to do or think the way that they want you to think, not realizing that we should be Christ-like instead of God-like. And he is the ruler, the supreme being, to whereas Christ is the son who is the man of flesh, the son of man. So he had the best of both worlds, but he was also able to understand us as people to see why we fell short and why we did the things that we do. God is saying, do what I say. Christ is saying, I am redemption when you don't do what God says. So don't let people fool you with this God complex. Let them run around and keep you in bondage. They running around like modern day Pharisees. You know what I'm saying? They keeping you in bondage through your ignorance. Like they want you to live or think the way they live and think. Come on now. We know plenty of people, all these pastors out here and people out here that's 100 million, 500 million strong, mansions and jets. They using knowledge and wisdom for personal gain through your ignorance. It's through your ignorance and lust. Y'all don't even peep that. They using knowledge for personal gain through your ignorance and lust. Now, of course, it's not all of them for my sensitive people. There are some men of God that are actually rich. Now, back to the real talk. They using knowledge and wisdom for personal gain, keeping you like a puppet. Because it's just a routine. What do the Bible call it? Bondage. It's the Pharisees all over again. What they're doing is using knowledge and wisdom and all the things that you don't have to keep you in bondage. You don't know it because you don't study to show yourself approved. And I'm not downing you or clowning you in this moment, but this is the time for you to study to show yourself approved. Pick that book up. Whether you believe in it or not, they believe in it. They using it to keep you in bondage. So peep me, like, what you gonna do? You gonna spend your life defending the truth you already believe, or you gonna spend your life finding the truth you don't have? A lot of us is going to fall. A lot of us going to have itching ears. Even the most elect going to be deceived, man. That mean even the most holiest, the most people that, oh, I'm in church, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, they going to be deceived. Y'all better pray. You better pray for the Most High's truth. You better pray for the Creator's truth. Pray for discernment. You better pray for the path and the stairway to heaven. You better sprinkle some mercy and some grace in there. And add a dash of strength, because you're going to have to endure. Understand me, people on Today GVG. A lot of people got influence over this world. A lot of people. Make sure the ones that influence you is giving you the best chance to make it into the kingdom. Don't have nobody influencing you that's leading you astray. Don't have nobody influencing you that's leading you to the path to hell. Because a lot of people gonna go. This false doctrine thing is real. You got people out here that's giving up everything. You got poor black mothers and rich white fathers and all types of people that's giving their everything to these churches and to these people and to YouTube and to social media and to people on the corners. But it's because they're ignorant and they're in bondage. Now, I'm not saying that you can't tithe. I'm not saying that you can't do your offering. I'm not saying that the church don't need to keep the lights and the gas on. I'm not saying that the YouTube people don't need your super chats and all other stuff that you give them. I'm just saying that there's a difference between giving what you feel is good or you feel on your heart and what they asking you to give. If that pastor or guru or whoever it is bringing forth good fruit to your life, then yeah, you can sow into your carnal, into their spiritual. I would never tell nobody not to sow into a ministry that is helping them or doing something for them. And if you are a part of that membership, then guess what? You got to pay the dues, baby. That's just how it go. It's business. Church owners, don't get mad at me. You know I keep it real. But I ain't selling nobody no dreams. Please, you ain't got to give me nothing if you ain't got nothing. That's just how I look at it. You ain't got to give me your rent money if you can't pay your rent. Because I'm not going to be able to give you no type of lotto numbers or no type of nothing that's going to increase that money. I can help you spiritually, though. I can't give you no Hail Marys, no hallelujahs, or no dahs that's going to change your life. It's all about twos. Understand, people. Just because somebody say something loud don't mean it's true. It's just a loud opinion. Many people have influence over this world. Many. Look at it. Look at how many people are influencers. Look at how many people are pastors. Look at how many people are rappers. Look at how many people have a word to say and they are influencing people as we speak. You're going to have to pay for that. Whether it be good and a reward or whether it be bad and a consequence. We all going to have to pay for our word, even me. What I'm preaching to you right now, if it's false doctrine, I'm going to have to pay for it. If it's real doctrine, I'm going to get a reward for it because I spoke the truth. And nowadays it's hard to speak the truth. In the face of danger, in the face of lies, in the face of deceit, in the face of delusion, it is hard to speak the truth. Understand this on today, people, that false doctrine is real and none of us really know. We just go off of faith. I know that that's hard for some people to believe. It's hard for some people to fathom that they could possibly be miseducated or they could possibly be wrong. Yes, you 40, 50 years old and you find out that the things you've been learning are not right. That's going to mess with you. But there's something in this world called unbiased truth. If you are searching for the unbiased truth, then you're going to keep going. But if you have a biased truth, meaning you're already comfortable with what you have, no one's going to be able to help you grow. The truth is about everlasting. Keep going your whole life. Even when you're on your deathbed, you need to be seeking truth. It's your boy Hally, man. I'm just trying to give y'all the facts on today. I'm trying to give y'all that real talk, that real spiel. And I'm not saying that I have all the answers or I have it all figured out. What I'm saying is, in my heart, I'm not trying to deceive you. If I am wrong, it's not because I'm trying to be wrong. If I'm wrong, it's because I'm ignorant to the fact. I'm not trying to take your money. I'm not trying to make you a cult member. I'm not trying to get you to do everything that I say. I really want to bring people truth as I get it. I'm not trying to deceive you. Understand that there are a lot of people out here that are trying to deceive you. They're trying to get in your pockets. They're trying to get in your spirit. There's cult-like practices out here, and they have knowledge. They have a lot of truth, but they sprinkle a lot of bondage within that. Make sure that you're praying. If you call him the Most High, you call him Yah, you call him the Creator, I would advise you to go and look up all those names, the etymology of those names, the origin of those names, just to make sure that you are praying to the right one. It's your boy Hally. I love all of y'all. This Gvg Podcast, episodes dropping every Thursday. This one is about false doctrine. I gave y'all 2 scriptures that y'all can go look up. And it pertains to this particular message. Some gonna love it, some gonna hate it. Some it was entertaining, some is boring. But we just gonna keep going no matter what, because it's your boy Hally. It's Gvg Podcast, God versus Gods. I love y'all, and we out.
Thank you for being a part of this experience. GVG appreciates every single one of you. I hope you came away from this video with a little more perspective, patience, understanding, and purpose. So until next time, we on Christ time.